Hey listeners, producer Julian here from Honest to God. Today we've got a very powerful conversion story from one of our longtime friends of the show, Rob. He shares his story from Judaism into Catholicism, so make sure that you stay tuned. You are listening to Honest to God, a production of the Quest Atlanta's Catholic Radio.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. This is Honest to God, a production of the Quest Atlanta's Catholic Radio. Super pumped to be here
You're
today.
Pumped. I'm pumped.
Yeah, you're pumped?
Yeah.
Even though you're not on camera, you're pumped?
I am happy to be here, and I actually enjoyed the couple that we filmed where I've been off camera.
Yeah.
I like being on camera. My wife says I like attention too much, but...
you look very handsome right now. I know that our viewers can't see you, but you look great. You're killing it.
Oh.
Shirt's a good choice.
I'm wearing an outfit for... I have a rehearsal after this, but it's... we're supposed to wear our favorite food, but this is the only thing I have with food on it, so pineapple's fine. Yeah, so
That's cool.
I'm dressed as a pineapple.
I got a Pizza Planet t-shirt. Or a button-up, like Pizza Planet from Toy Story?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you really?
Yeah, it's not a button-up. It's just a plain t-shirt. It says Pizza Planet right
Oh,
across.
that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, next time hook me up. I got a lot of food-themed clothing.
Okay, I'll let you know, yeah.
Got some hot dog socks. Yeah.
Fun.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
All right, so I want to jump right in today because this is actually, we'll let everybody watching, listening know, we've already filmed this episode. This episode was filmed and then totally corrupted, and which we're chalking up to spiritual warfare, so we're going to film it again, and it's going to be better this time.
But I like what Rob said. Rob said that there was something that he had to correct. He wasn't sure what it was. But he said,
I can't wait to figure it out.
Goes,
I can't tell you.
Yeah,
I got the whole transcript from right here, so if you change anything, I'm going to know.
Jump down your throat.
100%.
None of the, what is it, Book of Mormon, Joseph Smith's friend losing the tablets and like, oh, wait, no, these are different tablets now. Same story, different tablets. All right, sorry, big shout out to all of our friends, our estranged brothers in the LDS Church.
In the LDS Church,
Yo, come on home. Come on. We're right here.
Yeah.
You just swim the Tiber.
Yeah.
It's great. Water's fine. All right, let's open in prayer, and then I want to dig into this one because conversion stories tend to be pretty good, pretty great,
yep.
and I want to give us all the time that we can. You're going to be talking a lot. Do you mind if I open us in prayer?
Go ahead.
In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Lord, thank you so much for this opportunity to come together with our brother Rob. Thank you for the ways that you have moved in his life. Please help his words to convey the role that you have played, the importance, Lord, of having you in our lives. To all of our listeners and all of our viewers, be with Rob as he shares his story. Be with myself and producer Julian, and be with all of our listeners, everybody who's receiving this message today, Lord. Help them to be here with us today and to take away a message that Christ loves us, Christ wants us, and just encourage them to open their hearts and let his love pour in, Lord. We thank you for all the blessings we have in our lives. Amen. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Ghost. All right. I don't grade prayers.
We don't grade prayers.
Yeah, but if I did, I'd give myself an A.
Oh, okay. I was going to say I would give you a 90.5.
Oh, thanks.
It was at 93, but then you kept throwing the Protestant lords in there.
And the just.
And the just. So you lost a point for each of those.
I did my time in the Protestant church, all right? I did my time, all right? I like the justs. I like the dear lords. I like the justs. Yeah.
Okay, the fillers.
I do.
Yeah.
I dig it. I like a couple of amens where they don't belong in a prayer too. Yeah, I do. All right, Rob. So if you're comfortable with it, I just want to jump right in. This is a conversion story episode. Yep. These are literally my favorite episodes to film because it's what everything is all about. Like it's real great if we, share some good thoughts on dating or masculinity or talk about a cool thing that's coming up. But at the end of the day, what matters first and foremost is whether or not we've given our heart to Jesus Christ, right? Whether or not we're with him. Conversion is the primary goal of the church. The church is not primarily a charitable organization. It's not primarily a social organization, right? It's primarily an organization created by our Lord to win souls for him. So I just want to jump in and start kind of with the basic questions that I start every one of these episodes with, which is, tell us about little baby Rob. Where was little baby Rob from? What did you do? First memories? All that good stuff.
Yeah, so little baby Rob, man, that kid was terrible.
I'm sure he was great.
No, so I grew up in a Jewish household. My dad's Jewish, my mother's Jewish. And they kind of taught me, from a young age, my dad taught me accept responsibility for what you've done. Like, every action you have has a consequence, either good or bad. And then my mom was the very nurturing, almost helicopter parent. She knows that and has come to terms with it.
Sure, yeah.
But just like every good Jewish mom, very like helicoptery.
Did she feed you a lot? When I hear Jewish mom, I always think someone who's trying to get me to eat all the time.
I ate a bunch.
That's great.
Like, I know I'm super skinny, but I ate a bunch.
It's not for mom's lack of trying.
No, it is not for her lack of trying.
Yeah.
She definitely tried.
My mom is the same way. Like, she's the old Southern lady, right?
Yeah.
Every time I see her, I'm too skinny. I need to eat more. While I'm not eating, I just made you food.
Yeah.
Like, I know that we just had dinner, but then I made more food. I know you like this. Please eat it, or you're going to offend me.
Yeah.
It's a great stereotype, by the way. It's one of the really positive.
I love it, and it's true. It's one of those stereotypes that's usually pretty true.
Well, what? I guess, for lack of a better word, brand of Judaism, right? I know there's everything from Hasidic to Reformed and everywhere in between.
So the main three you run into, especially in the U.S., is you have Reformed, Conservative, and Orthodox. So Reform is, in Christian terms, it's you have Protestant, which would be a Reformed, like you pick and choose what you want. I'm sorry, Evangelical.
Sure.
Right? I'll say Protestant is mainline Protestant because Redeemed Zoomer kind of corrected the whole nation about that.
I like that.
And then you have Protestants who would be considered conservatives, the mainline Protestants. And then you have Catholics and Orthodox, which would be considered Orthodox Jew.
Sure.
Right, in terms of Christianity. So I was raised Reformed, and it was very, try to follow the Ten Commandments as best you can, and if you fail, you get back up, you dust yourself off, and you try again.
Right.
And that was pretty much it. And then we stuck to the high holidays and those traditions.
When you were going to temple, or you were going to synagogue on high holidays?
Yeah, so my parents basically forced me to go to temple with them until I got bar mitzvahed, which is where in Judaism you become a man.
Sure.
Right, so at the ripe old age of 13.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, you become a man. And
my son just turned 13.
yeah,
I'm not quite sure if I'm ready to consider him.
He's a man in the eyes of the Jewish law.
Yeah.
But yeah, so what were you going to say?
Oh, I was just going to ask, like, how. So you said that you guys. I'm sorry. You said you were Reformed.
Yep.
Okay. And did you like observe the Sabbath? Were you kosher?
Nope. So
I don't mean to be like, how Jewish were you? But that is kind of the question.
It is a good question because I wasn't that Jewish. Like when you think of Judaism, you think of the curls and the top hats, right? Like the Hasidics. So no, I wasn't that. We didn't keep kosher because bacon's amazing.
Right. That is a tough one.
Yeah.
It's a tough sell.
Yeah. And like turkey bacon.
Yeah. Come on. What are you doing?
But so no, I didn't keep kosher, and we kept, fairly like, I don't know, laid back household, but it was very realistic in the fact of your actions have consequences, and that was the main thing. Be nice to everybody, help everybody that you can, and then that's about all you can do.
I mean, it sounds like you were probably Jewish in the way that most Catholics that you run into, unfortunately, are Catholic.
Like a C&E Catholic.
Yeah, exactly. Show up for Christmas and Easter.
Yep.
We'll cross ourselves before we pray and stuff, but don't go asking me to fast. Don't go asking me to go to confession on a regular basis or anything like that.
And it's kind of like that. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So you were like up through you were 13, and then was there a change that happened after you were bar mitzvahed?
My voice probably dropped, but
nice.
Yeah. No, there wasn't really a change. The only thing that changed really was that I didn't have to go with them to temple.
Okay.
Like I was able to hang out at the house by myself, do whatever I wanted to do within the terms that a 13-year-old would.
Sure.
But no, that was the only thing that really changed for me. And then I started going with my dad to stuff that I wasn't able to go to before. So like Habitat for Humanity, if you've heard of them.
Yeah.
We used to go to builds for them. He still does them. I don't anymore just because the family's taken over.
Sure, totally.
But yeah, so that was a big part of it was we would do Habitat for Humanity builds. We would do whenever our temple hosted like a big event, like where there's tents outside, like an arts event or something. We'd go to that.
And was this local? Are you from the Atlanta area?
Yeah. So I'm from the Atlanta area. Our temple was in Roswell, Georgia.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about school? Were you public school?
Yeah, public school.
Okay.
Nothing like religious about that. It was literally survival of the fittest. So.
Sure. Was being Jewish there's just not a lot of Jews in Atlanta, and so was that a part of your identity? Like
not really. You wouldn't know unless you asked me. Like the people who knew me knew I was Jewish, and then they would ask certain questions in history class when it came to certain things.
Right.
Of course, I couldn't tell you any of them just because I don't remember that far back. But I remember people asking me questions about it, and that was about it.
Okay.
Yeah. fairly simple.
So growing up, going into high school and everything, your moral foundation was essentially do my best, follow the 10 Commandments, try to be a good guy.
Yeah.
Like, okay,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah, just a very basic moral foundation that a lot of Protestants might have.
What did high school look like for you?
Not much. I would go to temple every once in a while just to help out. I made friends with the maintenance guy over there, and he taught me how to kind of do basic maintenance work around the building, which then transferred to around the house, right? So I would help him out whenever I saw him. He kind of helped guide me through a lot of those, like, whenever I had a question about certain things, like for street smarts.
Sure.
He would help me out with that.
Man, everybody needs a wise old maintenance man in their life. I'm picturing like Mr. T from Rudy. Do you remember? Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
It basically was.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
And so I would go and help him out pretty much every Friday whenever we had services. And that kind of gave me some wherewithal on street smarts on how to navigate through high school.
Yeah, so aside from religious stuff, just what was your life like in high school? Were you
I was
pretty
very
straight and narrow?
I was very straight laced.
Oh, good
like
for you.
I mean, I was very straight laced.
More
If I
power
got
to
in
you.
trouble, I held myself to such an extreme.
Where did that come from?
My dad. It was always like, your actions have a consequence. If it's
Right.
good, it's a good consequence. If it's bad, it's a bad consequence. And I did not want to get a bad consequence.
Right.
Right. So, and that kind of transfers over into my Catholic life. Like, I hold myself accountable to my sins to a point where some people might be like, I don't really know if you need to go to confession for that. But in my heart, it's like, you need to go right now. You know?
So what was your relationship or your understanding? Like, what did you think about or know about the Catholic Church as a young guy, high school guy?
Nothing. I knew that the conquistadors went out and tried to bring Jesus to everybody.
Nice, go team, yeah.
Yeah, and that's all I really knew. I knew
Okay.
the Crusades happened, and I didn't know why. I knew there were some cool movies about them.
Big shout out to Kingdom of Heaven, by the way. Everybody should watch that.
But I mean, that's really all I knew about it. I didn't really, I didn't really care about religion when I was in high school. It was more just like, try to be likable. Do I hang out with the popular kids? Make sure I'm helping out people who need it. So I didn't really care about religion.
Did you consider yourself like a theist or an agnostic, or what was your...
I was Jewish by name, pretty much, at that point. But I knew God was real, and that was about it.
Always? You always knew God was real?
always knew God was real.
Why? I mean, that's super cool.
That's what I was taught.
Yeah.
And it just stuck.
He is. You were right. So.
But that's what I was taught, and it just stuck. And I was like, cool. It just works. It makes sense that there's God.
I dig that, actually. I think that's really cool.
It makes sense. Like, Catholicism just makes sense.
Did you have in high school or college sort of that kind of angsty questioning everything, answer searching phase?
So I did start questioning when I went to college because I had a friend who was Catholic.
Okay.
So I started asking her, because what I had heard about Jesus from Judaism was that basically what you see in the Bible after the resurrection, and they say to tell all the Jews that this is what happened. What they say right there is exactly what I was told. Right? Like that, what you read in the Old Testament is what Jews nowadays are still being told.
Which is what? I'm sorry.
What is it? That he, that people moved him and that he was a good teacher. Like
his body was stolen and the night by his
that
disciples.
Kind of stuff. I don't remember exactly what verse it was that.
Right.
But that's what I was told. So like that, what you read in there is what people are still being told. Yeah. Yeah.
That's wild. That's really interesting.
Yeah. Okay. So I knew that Jesus was a real person and that he taught really good things. And that's it.
And that his message, what you thought his message was just kind of hijacked after he died by followers to create what is today Christianity after they stole his body, or?
Yeah, that's a decent way to put it. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
I think that's super interesting.
That's a decent way to put it.
And not that he knew that he was God. And that,
I had no idea.
Right. But you never knew that he was taught that he said that.
I knew that Christians believed that he said that, but I didn't know that he said that. Right? Like someone could tell me, "Oh yeah, he's God." I'm like, doesn't that make you polytheistic?
Yeah.
Like that's where my mind went right when they said that. But so a lot of my conversion, right? So to get into that, I started dating my wife, and my wife was a Catholic. So it got to the point where if I wanted to see my wife on Sundays, I would have to go with her to mass.
Okay, wait, well, let's back up a little bit. Now, where
So-
did you meet your wife? College?
No, Bumble.
Bumble, like the app?
Shout out to Bumble, yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Is that the one where the girl?
Yep.
Okay.
The girl reaches out first because for my wife, it was if I didn't work it out with her, I was going to be single for the rest of my life.
Okay, so wait, you're just on Bumble. Are you in college when you're on Bumble, or is this after college?
No, so I graduated college, and it was during the pandemic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Where'd you go to college?
Savannah State.
Okay, go to Savannah State. Is that an HBCU?
Yep.
Oh, no way.
Yep. All
Cool.
black college.
And Rob.
Yep.
The Jewish guy.
Yeah.
That's great. Okay, so you go through college. You get out of college. You're still sort of on this kind of middle of the road, like
Yeah.
not super concerned with religion at all path.
No. Yep.
And then you're on Bumble. You're
Yeah.
scrolling Bumble. You see
Yeah.
this girl. You like her. She likes you. Y'all meet up.
Yep.
And then is it like first date? She's like, "What's up? By the way, I'm Catholic."
No, I knew. Like, she put Catholic in her bio. So
good for
I knew
her.
what I was getting into.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I knew she had beliefs about God, and I knew I had beliefs about God.
Did you have any reservations at all about
No, I
dating
didn't
her?
care. She was pretty.
Okay, that's
So,
fair. Yeah, I get that.
I didn't really care.
And so on the first date, does that come up?
So we talked a lot on the Messenger app, kind of like what we wanted, because like I said, it was either her or I was going to be single for the rest of my life.
Sure, great.
So I was very like, this is what I'm expecting, this is what I want. And she was the same way. So like within the first, I'd say 3 dates, we kind of had that foundational, this is what we expect. And then whatever came along, as long as we agreed on the foundational things,
Right.
we were pretty solid.
What were the foundational things?
So she was going to be Catholic, and at the time I said I was going to be Jewish. I don't want you to try and convert me. And she was like, "That's fine, as long as you respect my religion, I'm okay with it."
I mean, did you agree to like raise your kids Catholic
Yeah.
and stuff? Because
Yeah. I said, what I said to her is, I don't really care what religion they are, as long as they're a good person, right? And that's always what I heard my dad say.
right.
So, I told her that, and she was okay with that. And then I met her father, and she was like, "Just a heads up, he is going to talk about religion."
Dude, I said this when we were off air a minute ago. You won the father-in-law lottery. Your dad's like the coolest guy, or your father-in-law's like the coolest guy in the world.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, so tell us about meeting your father for the first time.
So
How long were you dating her when you met him?
I don't know, like it had been like within the first handful of dates.
Okay.
It was very quick. Everything we did was very quick. We were only dated for a year.
Before you got married?
Yeah.
Dude,
Before we got engaged.
he's like an intimidating guy, too.
Very.
Like,
Like,
he's
when
a
I asked for
scary
her
looking dude.
hand, I was shaking.
Yeah.
I was terrified.
He's just a big, bearded,
Yes.
yeah.
Looks like a Sons of Anarchy
It's
kind
awesome.
of guy. Yeah. And
So, okay, sorry. So you meet him for the first
So,
time,
yeah.
and he talks about religion.
yeah, he brought him immediately.
Mm-hmm.
What's your beliefs? And I was like, okay, this is what it is. And I explained to him, and he's like, well, Catholicism is just continuation of Judaism, right? Like, thank you for believing what you believe, because you laid our foundation. And I was like, never heard it put that way.
Okay,
All
right.
right.
Yeah.
Smile and nod, smile and nod. And so, yeah, he was just like, he wanted to know a little bit more about what I knew about the Old Testament, which wasn't much. And he told me about Catholicism, and that was kind of my introduction. Like, that was my taste
Yeah.
and my introduction to Catholicism.
And did your parents have any reservations about you dating this Catholic girl?
No, they didn't care.
Okay.
They didn't care. They didn't care. That's another
We'll
part of the
get there in a
story.
little
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you meet your future father-in-law. You get this first little taste, and then let's go through the next year of the relationship.
Yeah,
And I
so-
assume the faith stuff comes up a lot.
Yeah. Well, so me and him talk a bunch about faith, because he likes to smoke cigars. I like to smoke cigars, and the perfect time to talk about God is when there's smoke in between you.
Obviously.
Yeah. And so, yeah, we talked a lot about faith, but a lot of it was I would get home after work, or I'd get to Lexi's house after work, and we'd all hang out. Like, we'd play games, have dinner
Lexi's
with the
your wife
family.
now, yeah.
Yes. We'd have dinner with the family, and, we all hung out. And then when it was time for me to go to bed, I would just go home.
Mm-hmm.
And that was literally it for a year. It was just, he would slowly start introducing topics of Catholicism.
Right.
And then as it got closer, so as we were getting engaged, we started having harder conversations, right? That you would normally expect as a relationship grew.
Right.
As you guys grow stronger, and it wasn't in faith at the time, but as we grew stronger, a bond together, we started having more difficult conversations.
Like what?
So the key point of my conversion story is that my brother is gay.
Okay.
And that was one of our big things because we were talking about engagement and marriage.
Mm-hmm.
And right before that happened, my brother tells me that he's going to get married.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like...
To a man.
Yeah,
Right,
to
okay.
a man. So I was like, okay. And then me and my wife were already engaged at the time. And then my brother had told me that he was engaged and he's going to be married to a man. And me and Lex had a bunch of fights about whether or not I was going to be there.
Yeah.
Right? And it was just kind of, she didn't really fight me on it. It was, she said, what if we have a kid and you have to explain to your kid that is growing up Catholic, which you agreed to, that you're going to have to explain to that kid why you stood witness to a wedding that wasn't real.
Right.
And me and her just we clashed on it, but we got through it because we're married, right?
Sure, yeah.
But we clashed on it
So
really
before
hard.
you met her, would you have had any issues or any reservations at all about going to your...
Yeah, before I met her, I had no reservations about it.
Yeah, no issues?
Yeah, no issues.
Okay.
I was very steeped in the culture.
Okay.
So as I kept having these conversations with Lexi and her dad, I started realizing, all right, maybe I need a better moral compass.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And then so we get engaged, and we have these harder talks, and then my brother gets married.
Right.
He's getting married, right?
Right.
And at that time, me and Lex had been engaged and gotten married. The timeline has to be correct, right? Because we were pregnant.
Sure, okay.
Right? So
Right, got it.
engaged and married, and then my brother's like, I'm getting married. And then we were pregnant with my daughter.
Okay.
So, all right,
Who's precious,
now that
by
the
the way.
confusing part's out of the way, right? So we had my daughter, and we were on the beach, or she's pregnant with my daughter. We were on the beach, and she asked me, she's like, so are you going to go? Now knowing everything I know, we had been married in the church.
Mm-hmm.
We did everything the right way, right? She said, are you going to go? And I was like, let me think about it. I don't know. I got to think about it. And so I was like, I didn't really know what to do. I started listening to Bible in a year because I wanted to be able to teach my daughter about her faith.
Even if you didn't share it, you wanted
even
to
if I didn't share it, I wanted to teach it because I had the foundation of the faith. So I started listening to the Bible in a year, and she had asked me after I heard John's Gospel or something. She'd asked me, "Are you going to go?" And I was like, "I don't know yet." And so, I had that question in the back of my mind: Am I going to go? Am I really going to go to this and stand witness and explain to my daughter that the law in Leviticus saying that it's a complete what's the word starts with an A?
Abomination, yeah.
That it's a complete abomination to us. I was like, am I really going to stand witness to that? And I kept kicking myself. I was like, am I going to do this? And I'm
glad you're not minimizing this either, because we talk about this sometimes these are cut and dry decisions.
No,
and that's great when you're looking at it from 30,000 feet away, but when you're talking about family.
Because you have your entire family, your entire family is steeped in the culture, right? So they 100% back your little brother.
Yeah.
So when you say, I'm having reservations about it, that's a split.
Totally.
You're going to feel a split in that family. And so the day comes, right, that my brother says, hey, I want you to be my best man.
Sure.
And I didn't respond to him, right? I did not know what to do. And so I was listening to the Bible in a year, and this was the day that I made my decision. It was Mark 13, verse 9 through 13. And it said, but take heed to yourselves, for they will deliver you up to councils, and you will be beaten in synagogues, and you will stand before governors and kings for my sake, to bear testimony before them. And the gospel must be first preached to all nations. And when they bring you to trial and deliver you up, do not be anxious beforehand about what you are to say, but say whatever is given to you in that hour, for it is not you who speaks, but the Holy Spirit. And brother will deliver up brother to death, and the father his child, and the children will raise against parents and have them put to death. And you will be hated for all my name's sake, but he who endures to the end shall be saved. And so just to stress how much strain that put on our family, right? That I told my brother no, that I'm not going to be his best man.
Right.
That strain, it literally, like, I never thought I would ever see a rift in my family. I tore it clean off.
Okay, but that's Jesus talking in Mark.
Yes.
You're not Christian
Yes.
at this point, right?
No.
You haven't been baptized. You're not.
Yeah.
You're a Jewish guy.
I'm Jewish.
So
trying
why
to
does
do
that
what's
speak
right.
to you so much? Like that's what I'm curious about. Like, how do you get from I'm going to read this Bible verse all of a sudden like this? I mean,
Well, when you listen to it, right, and you're Jewish, and you listen to the book of Matthew, and you hear all the lineage, it makes sense. When you keep going and you hear the miracles, unless it's God, that it doesn't make sense.
Right.
You know, it's just very logical. It just made sense to me. And so
that is so beautiful.
When
The Holy Spirit, like the way that He worked. I mean, I cannot imagine how difficult that is. But
I broke down in tears when I heard that. I knew that I couldn't be at my brother's wedding, and I knew that I was going to be a Catholic when I heard that verse.
oh my gosh,
It was, and
where were you? Where were you when you heard it?
I was in my driveway sitting in my van.
Okay.
I was finishing the episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, but I want to stress this to anybody going through it, right? The tear that your family will feel if you back away from them for good morals, it's insane.
Right.
But if you stay strong in your faith and you endure, like the Bible just said to, if you continue to endure in it, it will take a lot of time, but they will grow to respect the decision you made.
Right.
The first person to forgive me was my brother.
That's beautiful. I want to get into all of that. I want to get into everything that happens next. We do have a break coming up in about a minute, but before then, I want to ask you, does your wife, your brand new wife, know that you're doing this? Does she know that you're listening to Bible in the Air in a car? Does she know that you're starting to...
Yeah. So she knows, because I've been sitting out on the back patio with my father-in-law smoking cigars for a while, and she knew we were talking about my family struggles, and because this had been building right over time. This was just the culmination point that I just read to you.
Prayers, I'm sure, that were just raining down on you from your bride and your father-in-law.
Yeah, we were talking about it because he had gone through similar things with his family. That's
incredible. Yeah. I mean, I always like to give, every time we do one of these stories, I like to give a shout out to all the, it's usually really holy, quiet women in the background who are just praying everybody. You know, we all have our, St. Monica's in the background that we don't even know about sometimes, doing all the heavy prayer lifting. All right, well, we have to take a break real fast, and then when we come back, I want to get into sort of step 2, because we're not even Christian yet. We're not baptized yet, but I think we're going to get there soon. So stay tuned. We're going to be right back here with Rob in a minute. Rob, we appreciate you being here. Ladies and gentlemen at home, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. This has been Honest to God, a production of The Quest, Atlanta's Catholic Radio. We'll be right back.
A lot of that family stuff.
I just think it's so powerful to have, as a young man, to have an older man that you look up to and respect, who's there fighting with you. I feel for a lot of times, it seems like a lot of the time, at least me growing up in the church, you had a really kind of feminized church. You had a lot of women who were taking all the lead roles. Yeah. And as a result, it kind of put a bad taste in my mouth. And then all of a sudden, I go to college and I start being introduced to these masculine men. And everybody from professors to upperclassmen and whatever. And I'm like, wait, I want to be like you. You're killing it. Yeah. What are you doing that's different? And the answer was, well, I'm taking my faith seriously. And I was like, oh, cool. All right, sweet. So just to jump back on.
We are rolling.
Back on?
Yeah. Your conversation was just going so well. I wanted to bring us back on. Yeah. And right before we get into that, if you are listening on YouTube, please give some words of encouragement to Rob in the comments. Sometimes we ask to make it controversial, but this time just give him some words of encouragement. He's doing incredible.
Yeah, please don't argue in the conversion story.
Right. I mean, if you feel compelled to argue, fine. But please do that. If you're listening on the radio, pull over your car right now.
Slam it in park.
Yeah, because we do not endorse texting or using your phone while driving, and then go on YouTube. It's Honest to God, or at Honest to God.
Well, I want to throw out real quick too, and we put this in the show notes, just talking about a conversion from Judaism to Catholicism. The book Honey from the Rock. I think we mentioned it to you last time.
About that,
you should check it out. It's really, really good.
Yeah.
I forget how I found out about it. I feel like there was a story in one of the Surprised by Truth books or something that was also in there, and then it's all Jewish converts to Catholicism. You read any Edith Stein?
No, I read about her during my RCIA program, but I never really, because I knew there was a lot of Jews who converted to Catholicism that were saints, from RCIA program.
Right.
but I never read any of her stuff. It takes a lot for me to read theology books.
Yeah, I get that.
You know, like I'm reading St. Teresa's Story of a Soul.
Yeah.
Because that one's like nice and easy. And
Every time a girl asks me to be her confirmation sponsor, that's always my present. It's always my gift to her. I give her that book and a little note.
I love it. I'm loving St. Teresa right now.
Oh, I got a daughter named after her. She's awesome,
really?
dude. Yeah. I'm a big fan.
There you go.
Okay, so where we left off before the break, you just had this. You just announced that you weren't going to go to your brother's wedding,
Yeah.
right? Can you just pick up there and move us forward? And we're still not Catholic. We're still doing Bible in a year.
We're still not Catholic, right?
But,
So I had that heart to heart with my brother about, you know, I'm not going to be your best man. I will not be at the wedding.
Oh, yeah.
And I've never seen him speechless before. Like, this dude talks a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Never seen him speechless before until that night, right? And I mean, that was like heartbreaking in itself, but I just walked away, let him soak it in. And then I'm getting phone calls from my parents. Like, that split was real.
Right.
I mean, there were some things, and it's not that they were trying to be mean about it. I'm sure they're trying to handle it as best they could.
Totally. Yeah.
Right. Like, it's a hard position to put someone in, and when you convert from such a, I feel bad saying it. When you convert from such a culture deepened family, it's gonna be difficult, and you're gonna have family tears that just need time to heal.
Right.
But like I said, as long as I stood strong in my faith, like, I made it clear to my brother that it wasn't Lexi who was saying that I should convert. It was me. Like, it's me holding myself to these set of morals that I never knew that I had.
At this point, are you realizing, like, I'm going to join RCA?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
When
like,
did that start?
after that conversation with my brother, I was pretty much like, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna convert.
Yeah.
And then I heard that Bible verse I read, and I was like, yeah, I'm converting.
Yeah.
So I walked in and I said, Lex, so what? I said, yeah, I'm going to be Catholic.
Oh, tell me about her reaction.
She doesn't stop talking either. And she stopped talking. She did not know what to say.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Like, that was awesome.
And she's pregnant right now, right? Baby's not
she's
born?
pregnant with oh wait.
No, I mean, at this point in the story.
At this point in the
when
story.
you say I'm going to be Catholic.
No, she is pregnant with the baby.
With baby number one.
Yeah,
Okay.
with baby number one.
And what is your father-in-law's? Like, do you tell him personally, or does she call him on the phone immediately?
No.
Like,
We were going to tell him personally.
Okay.
Yeah, so we went over to their house, and they're sitting on the couch watching TV, and Lexi was like, hey, Dad, Robert's got something he wants to say to you. And he's like, what's up? So I was like, can you be my sponsor for RCIA?
Oh, stop it. That's really how you said it? That's so cool.
And he's like, we got to talk about this. Grab some cigars. So I was
That's so cool.
I was like, all right, yeah, I'm not going to say no to that.
Yeah.
So he was shocked. Like, I mean, he was speechless for about a millisecond. Right. So it was cool seeing his reaction. But I mean, the amount of love and affection I got from them, even when going through not wanting to convert at all, like, they never pushed it on me. Well, her dad pushed.
Yeah.
Right.
Sure, it's like you should.
But that's what he's supposed to do.
Absolutely.
Right. But Lexi and her mom never pushed.
Yeah. And I feel like that's going back to, like, having a strong masculine figure.
Yeah.
Like, that coming from him is very different. It feels like nagging or something if it's coming from your wife.
Right.
Whereas if it's coming from this guy that you respect and love, and
it just feels like a gentle shove.
Yeah,
you
totally.
Know?
Yeah.
Like
we
you
all
need
those sometimes. Yeah.
But so I mean, and the amount of love and affection that I got from them, I mean, it even multiplied right after I said I wanted to become Catholic, but it never wavered even when I said I never wanted to become Catholic. Right. That's how I knew it was, like, genuine. Like, they actually loved me for me. But yeah, so my family was just basically torn apart. Like, I had been hearing from basically all my family, right? And then we had a funeral to go to, and then I heard it from people I'd never seen, like, never see a lot, right? So I was hearing from people like, are you sure you're, making the right decision? Because they all went to my brother's wedding, and it's like, I'm like, yeah, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I just had to stand strong with all of them. Like, just take it on the chin.
Did they think that you were being, like, bullied in by your wife and her family? Did they think you were brainwashed?
I think that's what my parents believed originally. Because there was, after we got engaged and after all this happened, there was a little animosity towards her. And, we really didn't know what to do with it other than all I knew is that they're my parents. They're handling it the best they can, and I'm going to forgive them. So, you know, and that's another point that I really want to drive home. Like, now that we're re-recording the episode, is forgiveness, right? Like, they don't have to forgive you, but they're not the ones called to forgiveness.
Right.
It's us.
Right.
We are, as Catholics. So, and even before this, like, my parents, they handle it as best they can with the tools they have. And the tools they have aren't much. They just know basically what they were taught from temple.
Yeah.
The tools I have abound in 7 sacraments.
Right.
So I have much more at my disposal to be able to forgive them.
Well, if anybody out there needs to hear this, I just want to reiterate that forgiveness is a movement of the will. Forgiveness doesn't mean that there's not still some pain in there, right?
Yeah, you can forgive.
It's a decision, right? It's not a feeling.
Yeah.
Right?
You have to choose to forgive.
And I know that because I need to be forgiven a lot, and I need to forgive other people a lot. And I don't know. I'm just always trying to reiterate that you can be, like, it doesn't mean it doesn't hurt anymore.
So I tell people, well, there's always still that little, like you heard it when my voice started to crack. Like, there's always that line that there's always been drawn. But when you forgive, I always tell people, like, you got to forgive. You don't have to forget what happened, but you need to forgive them.
So you started RCIA pretty quick?
So, yeah, I started RCIA. I hit it right in time for classes to start. I think there was like a month difference.
Okay.
And it was literally like, hey, can you be my sponsor for RCIA? Yes. All right, cool. I went and signed up. And so we just got the ball rolling.
So I don't want to say the parish that you went to, just in case, depending on the answer for your next question. How was RCIA? Because I have heard not all RCIAs are created equally.
That's very true
different.
statement.
I mean, at my school, we have a lot of kids, a lot of families who come into the church every year, and I hear radically different.
So the director did the best she could.
Okay.
You know, and the most charitable way. Like, she did the best she could with the tools that she had. You know, she tried at her best, and we had a lot of teachers come in that some are a little more easy to pay attention to than others, right? So we had a few of them, and then we had a few where they would come in. But what happened was me and Mr. John, we would go and have these conversations after RCIA about what we learned, so I could at least understand everything we just read. And we got a bunch of packets, which I wasn't a fan of. We got a bunch of packets with a bunch of information in it in case we wanted to do deeper reading.
Sure.
Which was wild because I love reading, and I did not want to read those. Like, it was a chore to read that stuff.
So just like dense theological?
Yes, yes. And like I said, like, for me, like, I can read through books of, like, classic literature, and it's enjoyable. But theology books, I just have to be, like, in a mindset.
Yeah.
But, like, your faith, like, it ebbs and flows, right? Like, some days where you feel dry and you just don't want to do anything, but out of obedience you do. And it was with that for theological reading for me. Like, if I'm in the mood, I'll do it. But if I'm not, that bookmark is staying right there.
Well, and you had such a blessing of having Mr. John, your father-in-law, who was there, who I'm sure was ready and willing to talk about all this stuff and go down every rabbit hole.
It got to the point where me and him would stay back and talk, and we'd talk about, because they gave us like the next class kind of plan. And so we would look at that and we'd kind of talk about that. And so we had already gone in knowing what was about to be discussed, and we had already kind of studied up on it and had our own questions and stuff like that. Yeah. So we made the most out of what RCIA was. Sure. And then we did a trip to the Shrine of the Blessed Sacrament, which was...
Where is that?
In Huntsville, Alabama.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So that was awesome. I
you
loved...
and him? You and father-in-law?
No, the whole RCIA class.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Okay. You had a field trip.
So that was really cool. Like, that was 10 out of 10. But yeah, it was okay. Yeah. I mean, if it wasn't for my father-in-law, I don't think I'd be as versed as I am with knowledge of the faith.
Well, a great thing too about being Catholic, I know it sounds triumphalist sometimes, and maybe it is, but is that the fullness of truth is found in the Catholic faith. And as long as you're like digging, if you have a question, go find it, man. Yeah. It's out there. There's no gotchas right there. I remember doing that. And I remember thinking I had 800 different gotcha questions. And then I'd find out that some monk in like 1100 answered it. And it was like, what kind of an idiot would still believe this after what? And I'm like, okay, all right. And so I still do that though. I mean, sometimes I feel like, I know that this is true. I don't know why. I want to find out why. Yeah. And there are some things, right, that we have as Catholics. Obviously, there's mysteries of the faith that we literally just need to accept, right? Yeah. The triune God, right? Yep. Can't logically suss that one out, baby. Nope. But it's true.
When you try, you fall into a heresy.
But about 90% of them there's like there's a good explained reason.
Yeah.
I teach kids, I teach high school and give talks at colleges and stuff sometimes. And what I tell them is, it's a cool thing about being Catholic is that I can sit down and I can philosophically and philosophically deduce the existence of God, or the existence of truth, and then the existence of God, and then I can use history and all this stuff, right, to say that Jesus Christ was born, died, resurrected with the same certainty I can say that Alexander the Great conquered the Persian Empire. I mean, it's historical facts, right, when you dig into it. And then I can get back to philosophy, history, theology to make a logical case for Jesus Christ founding the Roman Catholic Church. And so if I can get to, with philosophy, theology, and history, God exists, Jesus Christ was raised from the dead, called himself God, established the Catholic Church, then that's a really good argument to believe that stuff that I can't logically suss out.
Well,
right?
so like, and my thing too, coming from Judaism, like it makes sense. Like you cannot, like if you really believe the Bible is the Word of God, right? And you read it, and like I said, if you truly believe it's the Word of God, how can you say that it's not true? Like it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
You know, like there's prophecies from the Old Testament, right, that are completely fulfilled in the New.
Well, Isaiah's just constantly throwing out one after the other. Jesus just like knocks them down one. Yeah.
All the Psalms except for like 2 maybe. I mean, like literally just so many books of the Bible.
I would love to hear, right, your thoughts on, or I guess your observations on the similarities between Catholicism and Judaism, especially in regards to like the Mass and like a temple or something like that.
Yeah. So they're a lot more similar than you would think, but there's one major difference, and that's in Catholicism, we have true worship.
Right.
Because we have the sacrifice of the Mass, right? The Eucharist. In Judaism, it's in remembrance. That's all it is. It's in remembrance, because there's no sacrifice anymore.
Right.
You're not sacrificing anything. You're reading some of the Torah, and it's, it's nice.
That's super interesting to me.
But you're just remembering. You're remembering everything. Like the Passover Seder I was at, and it clicked with me. I was like, it said, we do this in remembrance of those who fled Egypt. We do this in remembrance of those who could never leave Egypt. We do this and I'm like, yes, we do this in remembrance. And you see, even when Jesus says, do this in remembrance of me, yet he still gives us the sacrifice.
Right.
Whereas in the Jewish services, it's, you read the Torah, and then here's some stuff to remember, and that's it. There's no sacrifice.
That's really interesting. I've never thought about it like that.
Well, and even in the Reform Judaism, during a service, at the end of the service, you have the presentation of the challah bread and the wine. And in the Mass, we have the bread and the wine. The only difference is that it's really, truly, and substantially our Lord Jesus Christ with the sacrifice that we need for it to be worshipped.
That's awesome.
And so it's a very, like, coming from Judaism to Catholicism, it's a very distinct line of this is remembrance, foundational, like you need to know this stuff. And then Catholicism is where you put it into practice.
What's the difference between a living church, right? And sort of, I don't want to say a dead church, but I want to say, it's all in remembrance of these things that are done and have happened, as opposed to the here and now. Wow. So how are you and your family doing now?
Yeah, so we had a lot of talks with my priest about, what to do and, like, how should we handle it. And not necessarily the forgiveness on my end, because, like I said, when it's your parents, you're much more willing to forgive.
Sure.
But so we talked a lot, and they're not really a fan of us right now, like, and I understand why, or I understood why. And our priest was like, just, you're pregnant, enjoy being pregnant. Yeah. When the baby comes, everything will be fixed.
That's beautiful. Yeah.
And I was like, I'm gonna take you at your word, Father. Like, I'm gonna take you at your word. And if it doesn't get fixed, I'm coming back and reporting to you. Right. And literally the baby pops out, and something changed in my parents. Like, we had a baby girl for a reason. That's beautiful. Right? Something changed in my parents. Right. And it's amazing. I love seeing it. I love seeing them with their granddaughter, because it was to the point where right before she was born, my dad wasn't telling me everything he was feeling. And I'm very big on communication, right? Like, that's one thing I learned. And I said, I said, Dad, you gotta tell me how you feel. Like, it's now between, if you don't tell me how you feel so we can move past something and we start setting some boundaries, then you won't be able to see her.
Right.
And I mean, like, he finally told me how I felt. And so once he did, we're able to move past it. Like, now, I mean, he loves seeing Bella, my daughter. Loves seeing her, buys her whatever she wants.
Oh,
like, it's
good
amazing.
granddad.
It's amazing. But it took, I mean, like, he's got a very hard heart, right? And not in a mean way, but that's just how it's described in the Bible. It's how I would describe it.
Yeah, I understand.
But man, having that child, that thing, like,
softens it real fast.
Oh yeah,
doesn't it?
like, I mean, adding water to really thick cement, you know, and it's just mud. Like, it's...
Well, it speaks back to sort of the gospel message, right? Christ's message of love. I had a priest, I was in Ohio this past week, and he was giving a homily, and he talked about love and how important love is and how transformative love is. And I'm not, like, I struggle with that, like, hardness of heart. Like, that's something that I have to deal with, too.
100%. It's a very masculine problem.
Yeah, but he talked about how important love is, and he said, you know, you have a man and a woman, they love each other. They love each other so much. That's what marriage is. They love each other so much that 9 months later, you have to give that love a name, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And then what that does, right? And you talk about, like, a real concrete example of, like, no, me and my wife, we loved each other, and we created this life, and now this is that love is radiating out and breaking down all those barriers that were up. So did you have... Sorry, go ahead.
I'm not saying for those who are going through it right now, do not have a baby for that reason, right? that was just a positive side effect. Don't have a baby
to solve your problems.
Yeah, that was just a positive side effect.
But if you're married, you should probably have a lot of babies. Yeah, I'm a big supporter.
Likewise.
Make more babies.
We got two. Actually, everybody in this room has babies.
All of our wives are pregnant right now, and due within a month or so of each other.
Yeah. Right? So me and my dad, we hang out. Like, we'll do one-on-one time. Me and him go to estate sales. We just love doing that, always have.
That's awesome.
So we go do estate sales every once in a while. He'll get a beer with me. And then me and my mom, my dad, and my brother, we now all have family dinners together.
That's awesome.
Every week. At least once a week.
Praise God. Yeah.
And then when I need some food, I go over to their house.
Yeah, obviously.
And it's like, hey, you know, I'm cooking Bella some breakfast. Can I make myself some too? You know?
That's really great. That's beautiful.
Yeah, it really is. And, like, you know, we're starting to get back to what it used to feel like.
When did you come into the church? When did you get baptized? And did you do it all at once?
So I did everything at once. Like, it was literally moderation is for cowards, and it was level 100 real quick. And you got the cheat code with the adult baptism. I'm always jealous of you guys. The adult baptism and all the sins remittent and everything like that. Nah. I mean, cool. It's very cool. It's very cool. But I don't have that same kind of, like, cradle Catholics have friends that are Catholics. Right. And as long as they have been true and faithful to their faith, then it's really good friends to have. Yeah. Whereas I am now building that up. Like, I have you, Julian, and my buddy Matt Meyer. You've had him on the show. We don't do last names, but it's Myers' his last name. And no, he's in seminary right now. At, awesome. Was it Notre Dame in
Louisiana?
Louisiana, yeah. So it's like, you know,
dude, that communal aspect is such an important piece.
Yeah, but it's so hard to get, right? Yeah. Like that, because that communal aspect helps with, you know, getting over a bunch of different sins.
Well, it's especially hard to get right later in life. You come into the church, right? Yeah. Like to this day, almost all of my friends are my Catholic friends from college who were really transformative. I mean, you kind of lost that, right? Yeah. You didn't have that. Yeah. So did you have to get your marriage like? Do you have to do like a vow renewal because you were unbaptized? Yeah, convalidated.
No. So we asked my priest about it, and what he said was because we had gotten married within the church and we had approval from the bishop, I believe.
You had dispensation, I'm sure. For
because I was Jewish and and she was Catholic. Once I got baptized, that sacrament became valid.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Yeah. It's like retroactively.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Because we did it the right way.
Right.
Right. If we hadn't, then yes, we would have had to do, was it convalidation?
Convalidate, yeah.
We would have had to do that.
Okay.
But because we had done it in the church and sacramentally so that she could receive it.
Right.
I got it when I got baptized.
The dispensation you had to get originally, sorry, this is out of left field, I'm just curious. Did you have to sign something or anything, or is it just an affirmation? Because you have to agree to raise your kids Catholic.
I had to sign something saying I agreed.
To raise your kids Catholic.
Yep. And that I would be married in the church. And I had to agree. We had to do pre-Cana classes. Basically, everything the church said, you have to agree to, and then I signed saying I agreed to
Okay.
it.
That's cool.
So
I'm
it's-
kind of glad we do that.
It's very legit. Like,
Yeah.
if you're going to get married and you're not Catholic and your wife
Right.
wants to get married Catholic or vice versa, it's legit.
It's not like a pinky promise kind of deal.
No. It is
Okay.
not a pinky. It's a, like, sign in blood. I mean,
Right. Good. It
yeah.
ought to be. Like,
It
I'm
needs
glad
to
that we
be,
do
yeah.
that.
Well, I mean, think about it, right? The wedding at Cana was the marriage that started Christ's ministry,
Right.
and his ministry ended with death,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
marriage starts and ends with death.
Dude.
It needs to be that serious. Pierce taught me that one,
I
actually.
really like that one.
Pierce taught me that.
Are you friends with Pierce too? Pierce is the man.
I started talking to him a lot,
He's a friend
too.
of the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're a big fan of Pierce. All right, well, we've only got about 4 minutes left, so I guess just open it up. Any thoughts you might want to share? Any advice? Anything for somebody who's kind of in that position that you were a couple of years ago?
Yeah.
Just not really. I mean, I rant all the time on the show about apathy. That's what we're really fighting against. It's not the.
Yeah.
It's not.
It's the
It's
lackadaisical.
not the abject evil. It's just
No.
the apathy that
Be
we're
hot or
worried
be
about.
cold, man.
Yeah, exactly. I told you.
Choose one or the other.
I've gotten in trouble on the show, on other shows, right, for saying that I'd rather my son join ISIS than be some apathetic, agnostic nothingness,
Well-
because at least that fire, I can work with the fire,
Yeah.
man. Jesus Christ can work with the fire.
And the thing too is, like, think about it, like with you're going on YouTube. With the thing that ladies do that end a baby's life,
yeah.
when they do that, right, they'll look to the guy who got them pregnant
Mm-hmm.
and be like, should we keep it? If you're just kind of, it's up to you,
Right.
you may as well have just said, no, don't keep it.
Right.
Like, that's what she heard.
Totally.
So either be hot or be cold. Be hot, right?
Yeah, every
Do
time.
the right thing. Keep the kid.
Right.
Yeah, so, like, don't be lackadaisical. Be strong and steady in your faith, right? Steadfastness, I mean. So be 100% for your faith, right? Even if you don't feel like you are, continue to obey God.
Dude, fake it till you make it is some of the best advice I give for people.
Yeah.
God, I tell them all the time. I've said this on the show 100 times. There's so many times when I'm going through spiritual dryness, spiritual darkness, whatever you want to call
Yeah,
it,
yeah,
right, where
yeah.
I'm not feeling it,
Yeah.
or I'm praying and I'm not feeling it.
Yeah.
But I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
I've got to do it because I ought to.
Yeah.
I think we as men, especially we as men in 2025 in the Western world, don't realize what our oughts are, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that we ought to do that we don't do because they're hard or we don't like it or
Yeah.
whatever. Nobody
Oh,
cares.
absolutely.
Nobody cares about your feelings. Your feelings are lame half the time, man.
Yeah.
Do the thing you ought to do regardless of whether or not you feel like it.
Yeah, exactly. And that's that. And if you do end up being in my position where you do have to stand up for your morals and your faith, do so and do so every time.
Yeah.
It will heal. Like, you will be able to forgive. You will be able to be forgiven. Just continue to pray and be steadfast. That's like forgiveness and love will always be there. It might not be there when you want it to be there, but it will always be there.
Have you watched A Man for All Seasons? You got to watch A Man for All Seasons. It's
I'm
literally a
gonna have to.
movie about what you were just talking about. It's Thomas
okay.
More. Yeah, you've seen it. It's fantastic.
One of my favorites.
It's the same thing. It's this guy who's in this position where he's doing the right thing and he's doing as best he can and trying not to make anybody upset, but he's refusing to do the thing that he cannot do.
Yeah.
Right? It's with Henry VIII, right? He's refusing to say that it's okay. And it's beautiful. And he dies for it.
Yeah.
Right? But
Yeah,
it's beautiful, man. And
Well,
it's-
that's what it takes. You
Yeah.
have to be willing. Like, I mean, there are times where I thought I was going to die
Yeah.
if I keep continuing to push against my whole family.
Yeah.
And I kept doing it.
Dude, God bless you for it. I think that's a beautiful story. I appreciate you sharing it now multiple times with us.
Yeah, yeah.
Congratulations on the soon-to-be baby number 2.
Oh, thank you.
Do you know if it's a boy or a girl yet?
Boy, yeah.
It's a boy. You got a boy.
Yeah, yeah.
I can't make boys, so I made one. I made one boy, and now I'm on girl number 5. But congratulations and thank you. We're going to be praying for you here on Honest to God. I'm sure that our viewers are going to be praying for you as well.
Yeah, I'll be praying for you as well, since John Henry's looking at me.
Well, and our wives
will.
will all be having babies at the exact same time,
Yeah,
so
that's amazing.
that'll be fun. We'll get them all together.
That we should.
We'll do some play dates. They can all be in the same pre-K
Yeah.
class one day.
Or when we need some time away, there's probably a good bar to go to.
And I got a lot of cigars. I'm a cigar guy too.
Yeah.
All right, this has been awesome. Thank you so much for coming on. Seriously, I appreciate you sharing. Ladies and gentlemen at home, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Always a pleasure. Love conversion stories. This has been Honest to God, a production of the Quest, Atlanta's Catholic Radio. Producer Julian,
Signing off.
over and out. I don't miss anymore.
I got a little nervous.
Yeah, I quit though. Quit missing.